Today's comes from Flossy. Thanks, Floss. Father Simon, Brother Matt, Sister Susie, welcome back to Drive Time.
Oh, that's
Yes, great to be back.
Yeah, nice.
I've always loved this spot and laughed a lot with you and the collective over the years. I even thought to write into the Light programme all those years ago, but not until now have I had the nerve. This confession goes back to the mid-'80s. Time of big hair, big shoulder pads, and Philip Schofield on children's television. You don't hear from him much these days. I'm starting to get worried.
Oh, dear. Okay.
I worked for a clothing manufacturer in Eccles, Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
We had some problems, I have to tell you, with attendance and lateness.
Oh, no.
This was in the days when... Now, this is new. I've never worked under this regime. If someone was 1 or 2 minutes late, they wouldn't lose any pay. But if they were 3 minutes late, they'd be docked a quarter of their pay.
What?
They would be quartered. Not hang, drawn and quartered. That would be harsh, even for the greed is good, yuppie culture 80s. No, this is just your pay for that hour would be quartered if you were that late.
For the hour?
Yes. We soon came to realise that some people were taking advantage of the 3-minute rule by coming in late 2 minutes every day, so 10 minutes over the week, but never losing any pay. Yet someone being 5 minutes late on one occasion would be quartered.
Okay.
It's just sound very drastic.
Yes.
To help solve this problem, it doesn't sound like much of a problem, but anyway, to help solve this problem, we decided, I mean, slightly annoying,
Yes.
but, not a huge...
Those are the rules.
Well, it's a lot over a week, isn't it, if you add it all up?
I guess so.
They could be productive in that time.
To your voice of authority. And moral responsibility. To help solve this problem, we decided to have a competition over 3 months. If the employee was on time and had a 100% attendance record, they would be entered into a draw to win 100 quid.
Nice.
This was more than a week and a half extra pay to some at the time, back in the mid-'80s. Big hair, big shoulder pads. Philip on the telephone.
Wowza.
It was well received. It went down a storm. One of our employees was a more mature Irish lady called Mary. She was loved by all and was a real character. Mary was one who, although never missed a day's work, would come in late. She was so adamant that she would win the money. She said she could... Well, shall I do the accent?
Oh, yes. Yes, come on.
Yes, please.
Come on. Oh, as I recall, she was from Ireland. Is that not the case,
That's
Mary? Right, here it comes.
Do you think that's wise?
Yes, I absolutely do. I've never been sure of anything in my life.
I don't.
This is going to be brilliant.
Actually, I'm not so sure.
Mary said,
Yeah.
Mary said, I can feel it in me water.
What? He actually did it.
Nice.
Well, she basically said she was going to win because she could feel it in her water.
He actually did it.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
That was pretty good.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was
See?
all right. Yeah. Well done.
She kept to the rules and was on time every day. As time passed, the amount of people still in the draw grew fewer and fewer. The last few days came and Mary was still on time every day. She was still feeling it in her water.
Yeah.
Wow.
When the 3 months was up, everyone gathered in the canteen for the grand draw. We possibly had 90 people that started in the draw, but only 5 remained at the end. Those 5 names were in the bag. The depot manager drew out the winning name, which was Margot. Oh. It was Margot from sales. And jolly good she was too. She beamed. It was like winning the cash register, except maybe not. The drinks were on her. She was patted on the back and applauded from the room. However, Father Simon, when I got back to my desk, I found it a shocking revelation. What was the revelation? I'll tell you. Here it comes. Ta-da! Revelation music. The piece of paper with Mary's name on it wasn't in the bag. It was on the floor.
Oh, no.
No, Mary never had a chance to win. Her name wasn't even in the bag. She had no chance of winning, even if it was in her water, as she kept saying. What had her waters been telling her?
No, let's not get into that.
How could she ever trust her waters again?
Right, we have got into that. Right, okay.
I don't even think Margot knew about her waters.
No, just leave it.
Never mind telling the future. Or not, as the case may be. I was mortified, but what could I do? The whole factory had just witnessed someone else win the £100. So I did what any self-respecting human resource person did. I said nothing. Until now. So I'm hoping that with the passage of time, and for a genuine error on my part, that I can be forgiven. Yours in hope, sincerity, and most apologetic of apologies. Please can you forgive me? Because it is Christmas. After all, well, let's see. Nice fade.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, so
Nice
One of my
fade.
favourite.
Lovely.
I'm actually releasing a cassette of my favourite crossfades.
Favourite fade.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sister
please.
Susie from the pub, what do you say to Flossy?
Flossy, do you know what? It was a mistake. However, it was a bit mean. The poor Mary. I just think, maybe could you have done the draw again? Could you have given Mary a second prize? I don't know, but you could have done something.
Yes.
And you did nothing. So for that reason, I can't forgive you.
There goes Margot swanning off with her
Yes.
goodies. What do you say? Brother from another gutter.
Well, I was minded not to forgive, given that Flossy works in human resources. Big fan of the boys in HR. Love them to death. But I always did myself a mischief with all the with the Irish accent and the talk of the waters. And Margot, there you go. Doesn't that shout out the 80s, Suze? Shout out the 80s to me. So I'm going to forgive.